Hi, welcome to Paleo Indians with Mira. I'm Mira Shea, and I have shot this video one too many times. Anyways, today I'll be talking about Paleo Indians in the Ice Age. You may have noticed that I already covered this topic. However, I have decided to rework the video because it was trash, and thus this has led me to covering the Ice Age again. To start off with basic details, the Ice Age was a period of time of extreme cooling. The world was covered in ice, which is implied in the name, and there was resource scarcity, meaning that it was difficult to find adequate food and shelter in many places. As the world warmed, megafauna animals moved to grassy and plentiful areas to survive. Also, these megafauna animals were huge. They were very large animals. However, there was like basic animals like white-tailed deer and elk. So, kind of boring next to the mastodons and stuff, so. Anyways, a critical part of the Ice Age is the Bering Strait land bridge. The land bridge was expansive, and it is theorized that many people came over this bridge. As time went on, the bridge got covered in water due to melting ice from global warming, which made it impossible to cross over the piece of land anymore. Many people are said to have come over this bridge, and the origins of the people is kind of debated, considering that some people say they're from Siberia and some people say they're from Mongolia. But this is heavily debated, and due to the fact that genetic testing is slightly limited and science tends to give way to heavy debate, it's a little bit irrelevant. Another Ice Age focused debate is the lack of knowledge about when people actually came to North America, considering that there was a 130,000-year-old mastodon bone found. It was a sophisticated kill, so it's confused a few archaeologists about the fact that maybe humanoids were here before we thought they were. However, do keep in mind that people technically weren't out of Africa yet, considering they weren't out of Africa until 60,000 to 90,000 years ago. So, the mastodon bone kill, a little iffy with what we know about humans. So, oh well. Anyways, that's one of the debates you can find. So you can find a lot of debates. Scientists debate a lot because science is science and everything's theorized. So, just another thing to get very confused over. To clear any confusion about the word I mentioned earlier, which is archaeology, archaeology means the study of the past using artifacts. This is useful to know because it's important to know the history of humans in sites like the one in California. Additionally, archaeology is typically known within the context of major ancient powers. I'm going to let you guess which ones I'm about to mention before I mention them. I hope you guessed. Well, the ones I'm going to mention is the Greeks, the Romans, the Egyptians, the Vikings, the Mayans, and the Incas. But archaeology is everywhere and isn't limited to only a few places. That's why it's such an important and interesting field to study. It revolves around everyone and everything and tells us a lot about our ancestors and events in history. Paleo Indians are technically the first people to make it to North America. That's the people I'm going to be focusing on. And the ones I'm going to be more focused on are the people who lived in Connecticut, which is in the United States of America. The Connecticut Paleo Indians are theorized to have lived here around 13,000 to 12,500 years ago, which is a very long time ago. Within Connecticut, there are two major sites that archaeologists and anthropologists have found and excavated. These sites are the Brian D. Jones site and the Templeton site. The Brian D. Jones site is in Avon, and the Templeton site is in Washington. And I'll be providing the information on these sites in the next two videos to keep a lookout for them. Thank you for watching, and if you want to see more, subscribe.